How do you know if what you're feeling after the NICU is actually PTSD? Hi, everyone. My name is Atara Parkinson, and I'm a licensed mental health clinician, three-time NICU mom, and the creator of the NICU Freedom Protocol. Upon discharge from the NICU, so many moms think, I should be okay now that we're home. But when your body is telling a different story, it can feel super unexpected. If this is you, I created the How to Find Calm in the First 7 Days Home with Your NICU Baby free guide for you. P.S. You don't have to be home just for a week. There's applicable tips even if you're a year out. The link is in the video description for you to download. But today, we're going to take a look at the main categories for PTSD. There are 5 main criteria categories. I'm going to give a lot of examples because the categories feel pretty broad, and as humans, our inner worlds can look very diverse, can't they? Before we start, I want to make sure to say that nothing I share is meant to diagnose or treat, but rather for education and informational purposes only. Here we go. Criteria 1. You were exposed or witnessed something traumatic. I know all NICU moms meet this criteria, even if we don't all leave with PTSD, because we were exposed to the threat of death or serious injury. Criteria 2. Re-experiencing the event like replaying memories, having flashbacks, nightmares, emotional distress like feeling anxious, or physical reactions like feeling panic, heart racing, getting flushed or clammy when hearing sounds from the NICU or a familiar smell. If you're experiencing even one of these, you can put a check for meeting this criteria. Criteria 3 is avoidance of trauma-related stimulus. Some examples here would be not wanting to think or talk about your time in the NICU. Maybe you notice you shut down or go numb when someone asks about it. Avoidance can also look like staying constantly busy so there's no space to feel. Or maybe you don't want to go to the pediatrician because the atmosphere is a reminder of the NICU. Or maybe you avoid driving by the hospital your NICU stay was at. You might avoid looking at photos from that time or talking to other moms about their birth and newborn stages because it's too painful. Again, any one of these means you meet criteria here. Criteria 4 is increased negative thoughts or feelings after the event. Hang with me because this category is a heavy hitter and it could look really different from mom to mom. It may look like memories of birth and the NICU feeling fragmented or foggy, not remembering parts of labor, birth, or the NICU. Another aspect is you may find yourself having an increase in negative thoughts about yourself or about the world around you. This might sound like, I failed my baby, I can't trust my body anymore. Things can go wrong at any moment. This criteria can look like blaming yourself or others, like if I had done something differently, this would not have happened. It could look like replaying decisions you made, or maybe anger towards medical staff, your partner, family members, or even friends. This category also includes irritability, continued grief, ongoing anxiety, or sadness. Maybe you have lost interest in activities that you used to enjoy. Maybe you find yourself saying, I don't feel like myself. Or maybe you have low motivation for things that used to feel easy. Another version that meets this criteria here is feeling isolated. And lastly, struggling to connect with emotions like joy or happiness. I hear a lot from moms that they know they feel like they should feel happy, but can't fully connect with it. We could describe this as like a feeling of flatness as well. Okay, that was a lot, but if you have a match in any of those aspects I mentioned, it means that you meet criteria in this category. The How to Find Calm the First 7 Days Home with Your NICU Baby free guide has some great anchors for those moments when self-blame or anxious feelings get really loud. I remember firsthand how destabilizing and overwhelming that can feel. The link is in the video description for you to download. The last major criteria is arousal or reactivity, so being extra snappy. It can look like feeling easily overwhelmed. It might be ignoring your own needs, like not eating or resting, even when you feel like you need it. Overfunctioning or finding yourself things like, I'll be fine, I don't need help. A real obvious one for most NICU moms is hypervigilance, like watching for signs that something is wrong, feeling like you can't fully relax, constantly checking on your baby, not being able to leave them in anyone else's care, jumping at sudden sounds, or maybe your heart starts racing when your baby makes unfamiliar noises like a cough or a choking noise. Another example here would be feeling your body react before you can even think. Arousal might look like difficulty concentrating, might show up as brain fog, trouble making decisions, or feeling overwhelmed by tasks that you usually have a good handle on. And finally, trouble sleeping, which is really tough to judge with an infant, but it might look like struggling to fall asleep even when you're really tired, waking up constantly, and feeling like your body won't fully rest. It's very likely that you've heard examples of yourself in what I've shared today. If it's the first time you've looked at these experiences through the lens of PTSD, that's okay to feel surprised, caught off guard, angry, sad, or even relieved by what you heard. I invite you to give yourself space today or this week to really process that. Most importantly, I want you to know that these examples are not you being dramatic. They are examples of your nervous system remembering. The NICU is intense, unpredictable, and often scary. Your brain learned, stay alert, stay ready, don't miss anything. And that doesn't just turn off when you get home. If this sounds like you, I want you to remember you're responding to something really hard. And also, there is hope. As someone who has been in the NICU 3 times and is on the other side, know your body can learn how to feel safe again. Final thing, a reminder you can download the free guide in the description for practical tools to support your body and mind now that you're home. Thanks for listening, and remember, you are not alone, and I'll see you soon.